And welcome back out to the Allen County Fair. We are live, and we're talking now with Major Ron Holman of the Lima Police Department. Beautiful day out here.
Beautiful, nice breeze going on here. Thanks for having me out.
Oh, you're more than welcome. Now, one thing you wanted to talk about today is the fact that we have some different and new curfew hours for the juveniles.
Yes, beginning September 1st and running through May 31st, curfew hours for children in the city of Lima, 13 years and younger, is 7 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and then 9 p.m. Friday and Saturday. For kids 14 to 15 years of age, it's 8 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and then 10 p.m. Friday and Saturday. And then for juveniles 16 to 17 years of age, it's 10 p.m. Sunday through Thursday, and then midnight Friday and Saturday. And like I said, those hours run beginning September 1st through May 31st.
Now, a lot of the kids out there might be thinking, now, why are you cracking down on us? But it's for their own good.
It's for their own good. And we try to use common sense when we encounter juveniles, past curfew. If they're under adult supervision, either with usually a parent or a caregiver or guardian. But if they're over at a friend's house, that kind of thing. The idea is that, late at night, kids that are unsupervised can get into trouble, and that's what we want to avoid. We don't want anyone to get hurt.
Now, also, schools are back in session, or at least starting to get back into session, and in Lima, they are already back. So we've been talking about this pretty heavily over the last 10, 14 days, but we just want to make sure we touch base with this as often as possible. When you approach a school bus, what do you need to be looking for?
Well, you're going to be looking for flashing lights and the stop sign bars going out. School buses always stop, in the lane of travel closest to the curb. Obviously in a two-lane, like a residential street in Lima, or even the county roads, all traffic going the direction with the bus and the opposite direction of the bus needs to stop. Make sure you maintain a clear distance to allow kids who are getting off that may need to cross the road so they can do that safely. Pay attention, stay off your phones, be on the lookout for school buses, particularly in the morning and in the evening. There's some confusion about when there's more than two lanes of travel, whether the opposing direction travel needs to stop. Kind of the rule of thumb is if there are less than 4 lanes of travel for each side of the roadway, you need to stop. If there's 2 lanes going this direction, 2 lanes going this direction, the traffic going the opposite direction does not need to stop.
Always gets really confusing, and always good things to keep in mind, because the first priority are those students.
Yes, the last thing I want to see is a kid get hurt in a traffic accident that's completely avoidable. School bus drivers are some of the most safety conscious people I've ever met. They are meticulous. They pay attention to what's going on with the kids on there because they take that seriously, the kids that are in their care.
And for those who think they're really harping on this a lot, well, for good reason. Yesterday was the first day of school down by Dayton, and we had a really bad crash down there.
Yeah.
One kid was injured, or several were severely injured. One was killed. So we want to really ingrain this in your minds that buses are to be taken seriously.
That's the last thing I want to see happen. Any of us want to see happen. We want to go through the entire school year. Kids have an enjoyable time, be safe, and again, avoiding anyone getting a ticket for running a school bus traffic stop sign, because those buses are equipped with cameras now. We get witness statements from drivers and kids alike, and we investigate those. We take them very seriously.
We're running out of time, but I did want to ask you one other question. We had our first full weekend with the pavilion. How did things go safety-wise?
I heard no complaints. I thought it went very well. I'm looking forward to our downtown expansion with the new restaurants coming in with the pavilion. I thought it went great. I think it's a phenomenal thing for the city of Lima.
All right. Major, thank you so much for your time here today. Always a pleasure to talk with you. I'm sure you're going to head yourself off down to maybe a funnel cake stand or something.
I have to grab a lemonade for my wife and take that home to her. I got my orders. So,
well, stay tuned, because Holly is coming up next, and she'll have a look at medical.